Time seems to fly by rather quickly. My friend and Nene almost always leaves me alone with Kou when they had the chance, though it did help us grow closer. Soon, summer vacation was about to start. My friend was planning to spend time with their mother's side of the family in the countryside, so they had to leave early. I couldn't talk to Nene all day since I never saw her. I sighed as I walked towards the gates. Mom's definitely gonna sign me up for Kodo class when I get home. Yo, listener! Kou waved a few feet away. Hey! I rushed over to him. Are you doing anything? He pushed his hands through his hair. No. My friend is leaving early and I haven't seen Nene-senpai around. Well? Kou's face brightened. If you like, we can stop by for snacks at a nearby store. He frowned. Though that's only if you want to. I don't want to force you to do anything. I smiled. I would love to. Great! Kou led the way as we talked about our classes. Each time we made eye contact, he would blush or look away before switching the topic. I even caught him glancing at my hand from time to time. It didn't take long to reach the store. Once we had picked out what we wanted, Kou insisted that he would pay for everything and he ushered me outside to wait. I sighed as I leaned against the window pane. He really doesn't have to do all that. This is starting to sound more like a date than a hangout. So, Kou had returned with a bag on his arm and was hiding something behind his back. Want to head over to the park? I'm sure my mom won't mind me being a little late. I hummed as I nodded. Sure. Let's go. He grinned, almost jumping, before shifting his weight around and wrapping his arm around me. Kou managed to keep me from looking behind him as we headed to the park. The topic of our conversation soon turned to our summer vacation. My club agreed to take a temporary break since the next president and the vice president would be away visiting their relatives. We were warned that our practices would be more difficult once we returned. Kou didn't have any plans, but he did say that he would be finding something to do. He stopped us once we were on the bridge that looked over the pond. There's some koi fish! I pointed out a small group of baby koi fish at the edge of the pond. There's so many! Kou smiled at me before clearing his throat. He placed his hands behind his back before saying, So, listener? I smiled at him. Is this what I think it is? I know we hadn't been friends for long, but I've been wondering something. It has to be. I placed a hand over my mouth. I must admit, the first time I saw you, I thought you were a gorgeous angel. Your music sounds like, His face brightened. A summer's day. Kou was quiet for a second as he conflicted. His eyes shifted to the ground and back at me. Then, as I got to know you, I fell in love with your smile and the passion in your eyes. He stayed quiet for a bit before pulling out a bouquet of flowers. He glanced from me to the pond. Will you go out with me? Of course! I rushed to hug him, causing him to stumble backwards. Well, he laughed. I guess I got plans for the summer. I smiled. I'm free tomorrow. Do you want to go to an amusement park? Kou sent me down. Sure, but we should move out of the way. He gestured to the people watching around us. We're blocking the way. I laughed as I took his hand, leading us away from the bridge. This is my outro for now, because it was copyrighted and I didn't know. Pew 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 pew.